Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. And thank you for tuning into the Voices of Change only on Intellectual Radio. My name is Jan, and I will be your host for the next hour.
And my name is Ellie. I will be your co-host.
And as you notice, Chamel's not here. She took a little trip to California, and I hope you are watching all the way from LA. And we're wishing you here at Intellectual Radio all the best about what you're doing, but we wish you all the best. Voices of Change is sponsored by African American Agenda. Today, during our Real Talk segment, we will discuss the changing faces of Little Kim. Is that colorism? And if it is, are non-Black women laying in tanning booths year-round, plumping up their lips and adding inches to their hips, displaying self-hate, as they're accusing Little Kim of? Did Little Kim go too far? Is she addicted to plastic surgery? Is she attempting to become her own personal standard of beauty? And if she is, whose business is it? Call during the Real Talk segment and give me your opinion. I always start my show off with scripture. For today, it's about loving yourself, and appropriately so. Psalm 139:14 says, I will give thanks to you because I have been so amazingly and miraculously made. Your works are miraculous, and my soul is fully aware of this. Ephesians 5:29 says, for no one has ever hated his own body, but he nourishes and tenderly cares for it, as the Messiah does the church. There are two types of loving yourself. There is, of course, being conceited and prideful, arrogant, thinking that you're better than everyone else, which is a sin. And there is naturally loving yourself. Naturally loving yourself is being thankful for what God made. But with the natural loving yourself and appreciating his works, we have to also, as the scripture says, tenderly care for what he gave us. I am challenging you to tenderly care for yourself. It could be physically, mentally, in relationships. I am going to begin to start caring for myself with more exercise and eating better. I'll be on every week, and you'll see me right in front of your eyes if you tune in. Shrink. Think about what you want to do and watch my transformation. Elliot, can I challenge you?
You can, but doesn't mean I'm going to do it.
Well, you may have something else. I don't know what you may have. I don't know. It may be to teach your kids a little better with a little more patience.
Oh, wow, really? That's a low blow. However,
no, I'm not. I'm not trying to do a low blow, but sometimes you get a little.
Well, so a little pushing.
A little push. Oh, I didn't tell the listening audience anything about you for those that may not have seen you before. So you want to tell us something about yourself? I can chime in.
Look, I don't want to be prideful in talking.
You're not being prideful. I'm asking for it. Prideful. Okay. You are a student of music theory. You're an artist all around Chicago in your own right on the gospel scene, as well as spreading your wings to other genres. And I'm really happy about that. You're a vocal coach and a music teacher. Tell me something else. You also play at I know St. Luke, and what's the other church?
Union
Missionary Baptist Church.
I know they're listening and watching. Yay!
Yay! And you have also released your first CD. And it was an EP. I'm sorry. Yeah. And we're looking for a follow-up on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
so that's just a little bit about you. See, people got to learn how to brag on themselves a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna be right back. The story of your life, not knowing how to brag. I'll have to show you. Not that I brag.
Yeah.
But I'll have to show you. Stay tuned, and we'll be back right after a brief break. We are back with the Voices of Change, and you're listening to the segment titled News You Can Use. 17 people were arrested at a protest on Lakeshore Drive Saturday afternoon, according to Chicago police. Protesters blocked traffic in both directions at Jackson Boulevard around 12 p.m. Saturday, calling for a financial commitment to Chicago State University and the fire officer who fatally shot an unarmed woman in 2012. Chicago State University laid off more than 300 employees Friday night amid continuing financial woes caused by the state budget impasse. Chicago police officer Dante Servin, who shot and killed 22-year-old Rakia Boyd in March 2012, was acquitted by a judge in 2015 of charges of involuntary manslaughter.
Wow.
You know, as I was looking at Facebook today, looks like a lot of churches, I know St. Sabina, was actually out in the street because they're invalidly so. It'd be nice if all the churches would do it all at one time. You know, the strength in all those numbers. Protesting, I think there was, I don't know how many people. I know it's over 1,000 people that have been shot this year.
And it's just May now.
It just made May 1st. Killing our babies.
I'm terrified for the summer, just being honest.
Well, not only you, it makes you kind of more nervous about even moving around and going about. Like yesterday, for instance, my son calls me up and he said, I said, why are you calling from this number? And he said, I was on the bus and my phone was stolen.
Stop.
And the irony of it is, there's a story that we're going to read today about a young lady from one of the universities locally, and she was on a train or a bus and was beaten down with her phone stolen. Okay.
So we talked about Chicago State earlier. So Chicago State University on Friday said more than 300 employees are being laid off, a dramatic downsizing a week after the school received some long-awaited money from the state, the Tribune has learned. The layoffs, which equal about 1/3 of the workforce, are effective immediately. It's dreadful. I have spoken to the people as they have been packing up their offices, Chicago State President Thomas Calhoun Jr. said in an interview with the Tribune. But, he said, it is not disheartening for the future of the university. The university has been here 150 years and will continue to be here. Calhoun said the cuts will touch every area of the university, from associate vice presidents to police officers, counselors, and carpenters, and will reduce the number of non-instructional employees by nearly half. Facility members were spared during this initial wave of cuts, but are likely to be affected later.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
1/3 of the workforce, 1/3 of the. And the president, adamantly says, and I know he's being positive, that, well, we've been here 150 years, so we're going to keep going. And it's going to keep.
But it's kind of like, what good is it if you're losing a good portion of your staff?
How effective and how efficient can you be? Were you overstaffed? How effective can you be with 1/3 of your staff? Not 10%, 1/3.
Right.
This week, as investigators look into Prince's tragic death at the age of 57, new details have emerged that appear to paint a tragic picture. 2 days ago, investigators told the media that they are focusing on the role that painkillers might have played in the musician's death. This news came shortly after TMZ report claimed that Prince's emergency landing days before his death was caused by a drug overdose. Today, the county sheriff's investigating the death has asked for help from the DEA, as prescription painkillers were found in Prince's possession when he died. Prince was working to move away from using medications prescribed to treat his severe pain. KSTP5 Eyewitness News reported on Wednesday, April. The Minneapolis station also claims Prince was seeing a doctor to help him deal with hip pain following a 2011 surgery. This story just keeps evolving and getting sadder and sadder. And it's like people in the media and everyone is reveling off, who's able to say the worst thing about him. It's unfortunate that he was getting help now. I don't know if it was too late, because we don't know at this point what happened. I've heard so many things.
Many things.
Yeah, we'll find out, though. Sooner or later it'll come out.
Yeah. Police have released photos of 2 suspects wanted in a brutal attack on a college student riding the Blue Line this week. Police say a man and woman approached the victim and attempted to take her cell phone by punching her with closed fists, according to a release from the Chicago Police Department. One offender was also bit the victim on the hand. Wow. Isn't that serious? The offenders are described as black male and a black female. A 19-year-old freshman at DePaul University, Jessica Hughes, said she was simply returning home from a morning class when the two people attacked her for her iPhone, all while witnesses sat and watched. She said she suffered a black eye, a broken nose, and bite marks in the attack.
Isn't that something?
For a phone.
I talked to a friend of mine, and he was saying, now what they're doing, they're taking these phones. I don't know where they sell them to, but they're getting like $50, $75 a phone. See, I thought they would take the phones and use them.
No, but show you how dumb people are. Or just the dumb things they do. I see it like that.
Okay.
Because you know how much these iPhones are actually worth. How much do you pay for an iPhone? 3, 4, 500?
Yeah, at
up.
least. Yeah.
And you're getting $50 a phone. What sense does that make? Is it really worth it?
Yeah, but they're not paying anything. They have nothing invested. All they had to do was snatch it from somebody. Anyway. Lizette Parker, who was elected mayor of Teaneck, New Jersey in 2014, making her the first African-American woman to become mayor in New Jersey's Bergen County, died Sunday at the age of 44, according to the New York Post. According to the report, Parker was hospitalized for respiratory issues and passed away at the Holy Name Medical Center. Mayor Parker was a strong leader, public advocate, and consummate professional who was greatly respected by her colleagues and the community. Man, you're just hearing about people leaving out earlier and earlier.
Here I go. You know I'm going to say something crazy, right?
Yeah, who knows?
You know who I think about when I read that?
What?
Our first black mayor of Chicago.
Oh, Harold, yeah.
And I believe it was said that, it was an inside job. And this
sounds kind of suspect to you?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, well, because, see, the thing about it, someone like Harold Washington, he was, 65 years old, overweight, had a few chronic illnesses. If you wanted to off him, he was easy to off. And no one would suspect anything. Think about it, because he was a prime candidate to have a coronary event or something else. So if you wanted to out him prematurely,
and
that was
said, serves me correctly, I believe somebody had put something in his coffee or his tea.
That is what they said. That's what was. I mean, you don't know if that's like an urban myth or whatever.
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna get in trouble. And then we're gonna move to the next story. But
okay.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Let's go there very quickly. Now we talk about the assassination, but how is it that you get such a clear shot and there are 2 or 3 of you all standing in the balcony?
That was by design because there were no police and no detail. I mean, and everyone knows that everybody was off, ironically.
Thank you.
So you just want to dig up a whole bunch of stuff,
I'm just saying. It's out there.
Yeah, it is. It's true.
Okay. A 70-year-old Puerto Rican man died from complications of the Zika virus in February. The Centers Disease Control and Prevention and the Puerto Rico Department of Health announced on Friday. This is the first time in the United States, of territories that Zika infections contributed to a death. The CDC said the elderly man who lived in San Juan metro area contracted Zika and was treated for symptoms that lasted less than a week, said Tyler Sharp. A few days after his recovery, he returned to the hospital with signs of a bleeding disorder, and later died.
Yeah, we've been hearing about this, for a while. We were hoping it wouldn't hit our shores, but anytime any disease, Ebola, whatever it is, anytime it's anybody else, we're global now, and we're all connected. So it's gonna happen, and now it's happened. Even though it's in Puerto Rico, that's close enough, right? Obama gets laugh at correspondents' dinner. For the final time, President Barack Obama delivered one-liners and laughs at the White House correspondents' dinner, lampooning himself, Congress, and his upcoming status as a lame duck. He closed by saying, "Obama out," and of course, dropping the mic.
Yes.
I just love my president. Yes. And that is news you can use for today on Intellectual Radio, Voices of Change. We're going to be right back, but before Coming back, I want to kind of introduce this song. It's a song from the person sitting next to me. It's called Hallelujah, and this is one of the songs from his EP.
We come to give you all the glory. We come to give you all the praise. We come to magnify your holy name. Hallelujah is the highest praise. Hallelujah. We come to give you all the glory. Yeah. We come to lift high your name. We come to magnify your holy name. Hallelujah is the highest praise. Oh, we come to give you all the glory. Oh, we come to lift high your name. We come to magnify your holy name. Hallelujah is the highest Hallelujah is the highest praise. Oh Lord, we bless your holy name. Hallelujah is the highest praise. Oh Lord, we bless your holy name. Oh Lord, we bless your holy name. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 sing. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Give him glory. Hallelujah, oh, hallelujah. We lift you up, yeah.
Oh, this is going to be a hot discussion. And you are back listening to the Voices of Change. We're at the Real Talk segment, and hopefully we can pull up that picture where it's going to kind of where the discussion's taking off on the picture of little Kim. I'll start out talking about colorism being the principle that those with lighter, fairer skin are treated with a higher regard than those with darker skin, and it happens between both racial communities and within them. So in little Kim's instance, it is often this picture came out a couple weeks ago, but now everyone's saying that there's a self-hate thing, and she even made an observation that men have always told her that she wasn't pretty enough, she wasn't cute enough. She always probably had this issue about, I want to look better, I want to be better. So I think in her mind, her idea of being prettier and looking better is what she's morphed into, because she's had several stages of plastic surgery. The lines are going to be open, 708-223-8953, 708-223-8953. We're talking about little Kim and her transformation, morphing from being a brown-skinned girl like me to, I can't say a white girl like Becky, or someone's going to call it and say I'm racist. But anyway, here we go. CNN said, Little Kim looks nothing like she used to. The rapper and former Dancing with the Stars contestant posted a series of selfies on Instagram over the weekend showing her decidedly lighter and blonder, with some accusing her of trying to look white. But after years of plastic surgery and progressive skin bleaching, and who knows what she's done to her hair, she's not black anymore. That's where I want to go, because we were talking about this earlier, and you even made the statement of, but Jan, I don't care so much about her weight and her hair, but she's not black anymore.
Exactly.
So that concerns you about her bleaching her skin.
Yes.
Does that tell you, or would you think, because this is what's been said, that that's a self-hate thing, and that's something that because she doesn't like her skin, or she?
I would say so. I believe she's just taking what these ignorant people have said to her based off of their opinion, and she's personalized it.
Yeah.
Instead of taking it and becoming, I'm going to still be who I'm supposed to be. I'm going to remain being who I am. I'm just going to be a better me without, changing, your skin color. Like,
okay, you kind of know where I'm going to go, because skin color is one of the things that, I don't know what she was thinking. I've never met the girl. I don't know what her psyche was, but she may have, I don't know, she could be addicted to plastic surgery or skin bleaching,
True.
or maybe she just wanted to see how she would look a different hue. But why doesn't anyone ever
Take a
say,
picture and do Photoshop. Don't mess. Well, let me not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
why do we never hear about people who are tanning? I'm not talking about little nice little tan, bronzy. I'm talking about tanning excessively. Why don't we say that these people don't like their skin and want to be of a darker race?
Well, we don't see it because we kind of feel like we the stuff, and you
Oh
want
my
to be
God.
like us. So we not
Be
going to say
like
that
Mike.
about them. We feel like we are that. So to a certain degree, okay.
Okay.
And so we consider it flattery for someone that's of another race who may be white for the sake of wanting to be darker because you're emulating us, and imitation is the greatest form of flattery anyway.
It
So
is.
hey, it's fine. But I have an issue, and most people do have an issue when you are like your complexion or my complexion,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and you are going through great extremes such as bleaching your skin to be lighter and almost look white.
Well, someone from the studio just made a really good point. When you're in the limelight, when you're in the media, when you're in entertainment, where they say all news is good news, if it's good or bad.
Mhm.
So someone just said, maybe she's doing this just to become valid again, just to be maybe, I mean, just like it was recently said, and I don't know how true this is, because we did a thing on lemonade last week. We talked
Oh.
about, but I wasn't necessarily talking about infidelity. I was talking about lemonade with anything going wrong and you have to do better with it. So
Mhm.
it's been said that Beyonce and Jay-Z has made millions of dollars off their allegedly problem marriage. So what if all this was just a way to increase their bottom line? It was brilliant if it was. I'm just
Even
saying.
if it was, I feel
It was
like
brilliant.
it was just too far. There is a limit that you should have.
Too far, what do you mean?
Changing your appearance in that manner, in my opinion, is just going too far.
Okay, so you don't agree with plastic surgery, period?
No, unless you absolutely needed it. If you've been in some kind of accident
No, no,
and
no,
you
no,
have
no,
to,
no, no.
so no, if it's not something that you need, like as a result of some kind of like tragic
Or
accident or what have
deformity or
you,
something like that, you don't
right?
believe in it.
You don't need it. Don't do it.
Well, see, I think a lot of people beg to differ from you.
Of course.
I think a lot of, I don't know, I can't even say women anymore because now men are metro men or whatever, they're doing as much as women. But I don't think it's unusual to grow up and always being, it's almost like this. Okay, so you grow up and you're always teased about your nose.
Mhm.
Always, your nose, your nose. So when you get of age with the means, you decide to have a nose job and it makes you feel better. So would you think something's wrong with that?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be who I
No,
am and
I
not who
just
I
said,
want to be.
okay.
I mean, I feel like at some point you have to learn to just take the meat and spit out the bones. You know what I'm saying? People are talking about you. They all talk about everybody. Somebody's gonna always find something wrong with you. You can get a new nose, new fingers, new eyes, new hair, new
Right, but
teeth,
don't,
and
right.
somebody's gonna find something wrong with you.
True.
You are not living this life for these people. Okay, you're in entertainment. I'll give you that.
Okay.
But there has to be some kind of grounding within yourself, some kind of foundation that says I'm gonna be who I am at all times.
Most people don't feel like that. Most people look in the mirror and they feel if I can do something to enhance how I look, or if I feel like, you know what, I'm aging and I see a line here or a wrinkle here, and if I can get a shot to enhance it, they're going to do it. So, again, the studio is lively today. I should get the studio back here. But they basically said for most of us, if we had an ugly face and we could do something to change it or to enhance it, why not? It's not just women that think that way. Men do too.
But I believe that beauty is in the eye of the
Oh,
beholder.
here
What
we
do you
go.
consider to be ugly? Because what I might consider to be ugly may be pretty to you.
True. True.
So it's like
So
both you
you
and
don't
your
believe that there's
opinion.
any ugly people then, right?
Not necessarily. You may look different. You may look different.
That's true.
I won't necessarily call you ugly. You may act ugly. You may do some ugly
Yeah, well,
stuff.
you can act ugly,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but I'm not gonna sit here and call you ugly because I know what it's like growing up. Every child in their life has been called ugly by somebody who as a child, you don't understand what beauty is. So you're gonna say, oh, they're ugly because they don't look like you. That's why they're ugly, or they're darker than you. But
I don't think.
as a
Okay.
child, though, as a child, you don't have that definite
As a
understanding. As a
now,
child,
you kind of touch on something that I'm going back to.
okay.
As a child, because
Hmm.
you said something about being darker than you.
Hmm.
Do you think the color of your complexion, what shade you are, had anything to do with you, with someone thinking that you were ugly
Me?
or
No.
undesirable or
No, I
okay.
think for me, because I look different. I was the kid with the glasses and this and that and the third. So I was different from all of my other classmates. Oh, he's this, he's that, whatever. I didn't necessarily care because I had to find something within myself to say, okay, I love who I am, what I have. You know, I can't change the fact that I can't see. So y'all got to get over that. You know,
I can't either, so I don't feel bad.
so
I can't
some
either, I
things
don't
you
feel
just
bad.
have to be like, okay, whatever. That's how you feel. It
But
takes a
don't you
long
think
time to get
everybody
there,
has
though.
okay, like when I was growing up and I was really, really thin, and I have a big head now,
Mhm,
but I had this huge forehead.
mhm,
You know, when you're real thin, everything looks amplified.
mhm.
And I had this huge forehead. So I think my dad felt sorry for me. So he called me Sunshine because I had a sunny personality and
Mhm.
everything. And my siblings, my older siblings, told me that they call you Sunshine because of that big blank head of yours. I
Well,
think
see,
so.
that's
I
sibling
think
talk, though.
I know, but that's still sibling talk. What do you mean? That's what matters.
I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but looking back on it, I laugh at that. As a kid, your feelings do get
No,
hurt.
it
Yeah.
was serious because when anybody said something about my big forehead or big head,
And I know you walked around with a complex about it.
yeah,
Yeah, of
it was
course.
very serious.
But when did all
So
this happen?
when I was a kid.
Exactly. These are things you deal with
But
as a kid.
it went into adulthood, so you
Hmm.
do things to conceal it.
True. I
You
get
know what
that.
I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do understand that.
Going back to little Kim,
Hmm.
if she felt like she was never I don't want to say desired because I thought she was a beautiful young girl.
You did, but apparently these other people didn't think so. So
Well, sometime in relationships they do things to try to break you down because there's all kind of reasons for
thank
that now.
thank you.
Those are just
Thank
people she
you.
shouldn't be with.
Which
I
proved my
mean,
point. Thank you very
yeah,
much.
those are just people that she shouldn't be with. But
Exactly.
she obviously was, and she sought out the same kind of guy who would. What guy is going to date me and tell me that I don't like the way you look? Bye bye. What?
Exactly.
What?
Which speaks to again that there is some kind of self hate and some kind of feeling that you don't think you measure
I
up.
don't think it. I think because she's been told that, I think she's probably embraced it. You know what I mean? When someone tells you something all the time, you're cross-eyed, you have a big head, you got bow legs or whatever, you start feeling bad about it, you know? So I think
Yes and no. I feel that, but I guess I feel like if there has been some kind of positive reinforcement in your life,
but there probably wasn't.
okay,
Think
okay,
about it.
I
So
give
if
you
you
that.
heard this all the time, so she's gonna say, okay, look, I'm rapping and I made it. I'm gonna make myself what I think is beautiful. I'm not gonna blame it on Barbie because when we were growing up, when little girls grow up, they have beautiful, all different shade Barbies.
Hmm.
When I was growing up, we had white Barbies. My mother purposely and intentionally got us black dolls.
Hmm.
But think about those people who didn't have them.
Hmm.
So that may have been their standard of beauty, or for whatever reason, whatever. I can't blame Barbie. I can't blame anybody. It's
Hmm.
just what she felt was beautiful because I personally don't. But that's what she felt was beautiful. But I don't understand why there's so much negativity and everyone's talking about the girl is psycho and wacko. Yeah, she may have issues.
Okay. I'll say this. I'm gonna go here very quickly.
They don't.
Oh yeah, I know. We can go back to the days of slavery and being enslaved and all those sorts of things. We fought, we bled, we died, we did everything we could to get away from this particular area of our lives. And a lot of people walked away with bitterness towards white people.
Okay.
And there's this thing of just in the culture of you want to be beautiful, you need to be white.
Okay.
It's there. That's just what it is. And it's a slap in the face to African Americans, those that have come before, those that are here, those that are coming, as a black person, when you change your entire makeup. We would get offended if we saw a minstrel show.
Yeah, okay, blackface or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
you get offended by that. So it's a slap in the face, in my opinion, to our culture when you change your skin color like that
So
to look
so
like another race.
so to see Little Kim or even Michael Jackson.
Mm,
Well, he had that whatever skin
yeah,
disease, I guess.
it's a
Whatever,
different story.
whatever. But to see her morph into what she is now is offensive to you?
To me, yes and no.
Okay, okay.
Me personally, I don't care either way. But in at its core, though, just the fact that you're doing that, I have an issue with because it says, okay, you don't like the fact that you are black. We don't have a lot of representation out there as it is in a positive way. Okay, and for you to change your
So
color,
anyone who tries to do anything to alter their color, if they're black or if they're white, they don't like their color.
in
Can I
my
say
opinion,
that?
if you don't like it, you're changing it. Yeah.
Okay.
My last thing, I'm done. I promise
No,
you.
no, no. We're
I
just
have
gonna take a break. Go ahead, take it, take it. Say your
very closely. You read the scripture how we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and I feel
absolutely,
like you change
absolutely.
anything that God has made you to be. You said, "I don't like what you did. You made a mistake." That's just my opinion. I'm done.
Now there was a question out in the
Uh
studio
oh.
again, and I gotta address it, or we
Oh,
gotta address
oh,
it
that.
before we go on a break.
Mm,
It says, sorry, look at
mm-hmm.
is she or was she a positive representative for black females?
Well, can we be honest?
I could just tell my
Oh,
opinion,
well,
which
you go
which
ahead,
which
please.
doesn't mean much of anything. It's just an opinion. I mean, everyone has one. No, absolutely not. Someone who would, I mean, I'm all for a little plastic surgery, a little tuck and nip. I don't have a problem with that.
Hmm.
I think she looks like she's at a beautiful weight. I don't have a problem with that. Hair, now everybody knows I change my hair multiple times a day, possibly. So
Hmm.
I don't have a problem with that. But the alteration of her skin um, is problematic for me because I embrace my blackness. So it's problematic to be any kind of a role model to young women that may be having issues of varying shades. The mixed girls got problems, the light girls got problems, the dark girls got problems.
But
Like the
they,
scripture says, we got to embrace who we are. So that's why I have a problem with it.
there you go.
But that's the only thing I have a problem. But I also have a problem with Susie, who's on the tanning booth, and she's peeling, and she's so happy to be as dark as me. I have the same problem
Now
with
I'm not
her.
saying that's right either, but that's why we accept it though because you feel like they're trying to
I
emulate
don't
you.
accept. I mean that.
Well,
Okay.
not we as just
Okay.
not you, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's necessarily right either. I think, well, let me not say that, but I
But
think that's
but then
interesting.
I'll take it a step further.
Hmm.
Oh, and this gonna really get me in trouble. But who
So
cares? You always get me in trouble.
it's what I do.
There's a few rappers that are role models, but for the most part, I don't know of many rappers like Little Kim being a role model anyway. Now you can say
All
you're
right, well, that would answer the question right there. She was not the best,
right.
talkative
So
role
I mean,
model.
I nothing against her. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
she's good at what she does.
I guess. I guess.
Or what she was doing anyway.
So we're gonna get ready to go to a break, and we will be right back in a few minutes. And we are back from our break, and we are going to continue our discussion on the transformation of Little Kim and how it impacts our community. But there was an article that I read, and I thought it was kind of interesting, and it's titled "Wanting to be White," and this is what it says. Unfortunately, I understand all too well how Little Kim feels. Kim and I are the same age. When I was a little girl, I also wanted to be white. And it wasn't because I thought white people were cool. It was because I believed that not being white made me ugly by default. My white mother was so uncomfortable with my black genes that she told me I was of South American rather than Jamaican. And I believed her. Why wouldn't I? I was in my teens before I found out the truth. Rather than use makeup and plastic surgery to reconstruct a self-identity, I threw myself into books. Malcolm X, I read about the Black Panther. When I was 16, I got a copy of Frantz Fanon's Black Skin, White Mask. It was given to me by white school friends, amused by my new militant stance and whose motives I suspect were slightly tongue-in-cheek. These books did for me what no amount of reconstructive surgery could have done. Fanon, a psychiatrist from the French West Indies, wrote about the psychology of blackness as a legacy of colonization and white supremacy. What all those books told me was that this internalized self-image of black ugliness, black inferiority is a lie, and one that's taken root inside deep like a particular insidious form of brain cancer. Although I read a lot, those were pre-internet days. It was only recently via video footage that I understood quite how aesthetically beautiful the Black Panther leaders were in their black leather jackets and berets. Huey Newton was like a pinup. Yep. Catherine Cleaver and Angela Davis were not only beautiful women with fashionable afros, they were brilliant, articulate, and outspoken at the forefront of a revolution. In 1968, Cleaver told an interviewer, "For so many, many years, we were told that only white people were beautiful, that only straight hair, light eyes, light skin was beautiful. And so black women would try everything they could to straighten their hair, lighten their skin, to look as much like white women. But this has changed because black people are now aware." That was written in 1968.
How about it?
And who do you think is aware? I mean, a lot of us are. I'm just saying, but I thought it was interesting.
Quite interesting.
And then I pulled something off that said what other women, I won't say envy, but what other women strive for that they see in black women. And you can agree with me or disagree with me because I know you're vocal. First of all, the lips. They love the fullness of the lips, and it's not unusual to see people of all hues plumping their lips. The darker skin, we probably talked about that ad nauseum, the tanning, the this, the that, and the hips or whatever, derriere, whatever you want to call it. Now they have not only injections but surgeries. I mean, now really they're like, woof.
Oh.
It's true. Is anybody going to accuse Kim Kardashian of wanting to be black?
Well,
when I was in school, they called them wiggers. But does anybody, the hair braids, dreads, afros? We're not even talking about Rachel Dolezal or whatever the lady name is who thought she was black.
That one.
but it's and I have to say also black men. Even though, black men of status oftentimes seek out women of other hues,
Hmm.
97% of black men are with black women.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna
Go
stop
ahead.
you, and this is just me being me. I guess since some of us probably won't go through any major thing to change our appearance per se,
Uh-huh.
we'll go find us a white woman that'll probably that'll do it for us.
Oh, is that something you're thinking about doing, pray tell?
I've done that before.
You've done what before?
I've dated a white woman before. Well, a girl. We were in high school.
What was there this is an
Of
interesting
course,
topic.
come on.
I've been knowing you a while. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, well that was high school. I met you after high school, Jay. So yeah.
But yeah, I met you right after high school. Right? But I'm just
I don't know if I can.
wait,
A
wait,
whole can right about now.
wait.
Yeah.
I'm just in shock. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Did you see any differences between dating a white woman and a black woman, or even the other
There
one?
were some.
There were really.
I'll say this. For me, I kind of had to keep stuff in perspective because sometimes I think a lot of us feel like the grass is greener on the other side. But there are things that are the same, though. Women are going to be women no matter what race they are. There are some things that will not change about a woman. A white woman may approach a situation differently than a black woman, but at its core, it's going to be the same kind of idea behind it. Follow me so far?
I guess. Well, this is gonna be another topic. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
I know, I know.
And
I
then
know.
bring some of your friends with you too.
Oh, oh my.
Another thing. Now we all know about the $20 bill. We got a sister on the $20 bill. Why? Because of
Give
her
me a tug.
survival skills. You can knock us down, but we'll get back up. We have resilience, and that's a good thing. We have
Mhm.
resilience. As far as Lil Kim,
Go ahead, say
no,
it.
no, 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 no. Go on, go on.
No, no, no. Talk about Lil Kim, because then I may not have to say what I gotta say. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no. I'm just kind of summing it up the way I
Uh-huh.
feel because of Little Kim. I've never been one of her fans or anything because of her
Yeah.
genre and her
Hmm.
content.
Hmm.
But I don't have a problem with her getting plastic surgeries. I don't have a problem with her transformation as far as her weight loss. I don't have a problem with her hair. She could wear whatever she wanted on her head. The only problem that I have is with I don't know what she did to her skin because she was a beautiful girl. Not that she's not beautiful now, but she looks different.
She was a beautiful black girl.
She was a okay. She was a beautiful.
Call it what it is.
She was a beautiful black girl. I wouldn't have touched my skin. Plus, what is that long-reaching damage gonna do?
And these are things we
There is
don't
no
think
way I'd
about
mess with my skin.
because tanning has long-reaching damages.
Yeah, but we're talking about
But I'm
bleaching.
just saying, both of these have long-reaching damages that people do not seem to think about. So I'm like, just in my opinion, we talked about resilience.
Yeah.
As black people, I believe resilience is built into our makeup because if we can survive the stuff that we've survived as a culture, and even now we're surviving through stuff.
But I think we're getting weaker, in my opinion.
And that and
in my
and,
opinion, but
and
that'll be
therein, yeah, there we go.
I think
That's
we
the thing
are.
after generations come because somebody.
Put that back up, please. I'm sorry.
Oh no. As the generations come, they are weaker and weaker because we've lost some of our forefathers that have laid foundation. And the ones that are trying to do it, they're like, "Oh, you aren't doing nothing," blah blah blah. They're putting them out to the side.
Mhm.
Um, in my opinion, if you can afford to do certain things, do it. Great, wonderful, as long as you're happy. However, I believe you shouldn't have to change your skin color and so you can be different. If you can't be good in your own skin and your own color, how you going to be great somewhere else? Because you're still going to have the same issues within yourself.
Okay.
Changing the outside isn't necessarily going to change anything. You may get better compliments, but if you haven't changed what's going on the inside of you, you're going to still be the same black person with the same black issues with a white face.
That's a really good point. But as we sit here and we talk about the transformation of Little Kim or whoever is transforming from brown to whatever, there is in recent news a huge transformation that we didn't touch on. We didn't unfortunately get any callers, but that we didn't touch on. And that's Caitlyn, okay, that went from a male. And I'm not just talking about a little plastic surgery either.
Everything.
I mean, everything, everything,
That's so,
every
and believe it or
single
not,
thing.
that's real touchy
And
for people.
she or he, what is it? A she?
It's she, isn't it? She, 'cause it's
But it was born a he.
he.
So
I, Shim, I guess.
no, you. you, you, you
I'm gonna get,
wait.
see, that's why I don't say nothing, because I always get in trouble. Okay, I'm not trying to get in trouble. No, I'm sorry. Currently,
That is
he
not the
a
views
she.
of the station. That is his personal views.
Well, I'm not trying to get in trouble. No, never mind that. Currently, he is a she, so we call her Caitlin, right?
Oh yeah, whatever. But
She.
she's getting all kind of. I mean, she's like on the cover of
We're
magazine
embracing
spread.
that stuff.
We're embracing that. So what makes her or him or
Her, just call her her.
what makes us embrace her? And I just heard she got a new TV
Are
show.
you
You got to
kidding
be
me?
kidding.
Come on now.
So all I got to do is have surgery, then I can get a TV show.
You better not. You better not. I will disown you. I'll be calling you Jay for real.
Ooh wee.
Jeffrey.
Maybe Jimmy.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, see,
James.
you are,
Terrible.
you know what?
Terrible.
Okay, I don't know what to say about you, but
Oh, and someone.
our count is all. Our time is almost up. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
You know the time.
flash
We got like
having
2 more minutes left. Our time is almost up. But I want to thank you before we go off the show. I want to thank you so much for kind of filling in because Shamel, now
We
she's
miss you,
LA.
Shamel.
I know I miss her because you know I can't control all this
You
stuff
know,
on my own.
Janice can only do one thing at a time.
I
Hurry
used
up,
to could do it
hurry
all.
up and get back here because she's falling apart.
I used to could do it all, but now it's like my coordination.
You've
since
handicapped
Shamel
her,
was
Shamel.
here, and now you in California. But if you get a job there or whatever you're
You
going
won't
to
have to learn to do
do,
it again.
no, I won't have to get another.
Spirit.
Our time is up. Special thanks to our special guest co-host, Mr. Elliot Bell,
Always glad to be
and
here.
always to you, the listening audience. I want everyone to tune in next week. I wonder what we're going to talk about next week. Sunday at 6 p.m. And keep in mind my challenge. And Elliot, did you tell us your challenge? My challenge is to exercise more, be healthier, look healthier, and trim down. What's your challenge?
My challenge is to keep you lifted in prayer. Amen. Hallelujah.
No, I did. Okay,
Amen.
we just heard this challenge. If anybody want to join me on a challenge, everyone thinks about January 1st, a new year. Well, this is May 1st. It's time to do something. For those of you that started something and stopped, you could start it back again, jump start again.
I'll be at the gym on Monday.
So what is your challenge going to be?
I didn't say it was a challenge. I'm just going to the gym.
You know what?
I don't put names on things. That's how we get in trouble.
Okay, so everyone out there, have a blessed week. And stay positive, for your attitude determines your altitude. Jan signing off from Voices of Change. Till next time.
Peace.
What about you, Ellen? You going to sign off?
Peace.
Have a good week.